All right, so ready to dive deep into Whitby.
Absolutely, let's do it. It's a pretty fascinating place when you start peeling back the layers.
Yeah, and today we're going back in time,
Hmm.
all the way back to 1855. That's when Whitby officially became a town.
Big year. A lot happened.
Right. From its humble beginnings to, it's part of the greater Toronto area now.
Exactly. It's a real journey. And we're going to uncover how Whitby transformed while holding on to that special something.
That character, yeah. And we've got some incredible sources lined up to help us paint a vivid picture of this journey. So let's jump right in.
Okay, so 1855, Whitby's officially incorporated. But here's the thing, it was already pretty important even before that.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Whitby was the seat of Ontario County. That means it was the administrative center, the hub of the region.
I hadn't thought about that. So being the county seat, that must have come with certain advantages.
Of course, absolutely. It made Whitby a central point for legal matters, trade, all sorts of things. But,
But there's always a but, right?
well, think about it. Being the county seat also meant shouldering more responsibility. Their decisions could impact neighboring towns, maybe even cause a little friction.
Ah, I see. Like being the older sibling. You get some perks, but also you have to be the responsible one.
Exactly. And maybe the younger siblings aren't always too happy about that.
Makes you wonder, were there any rivalries back then, between Whitby and the surrounding towns?
I'm sure there were. We can dig into that more later. But for now, let's talk about James Rowe.
James Rowe.
Whitby's very first mayor. Imagine being the first. Stepping into that role must have been quite something.
It's like a blank slate, right?
Yeah.
So much potential. Do we know anything about that first town council meeting? What were their top priorities?
Well, get this. They decided to buy land for a park and market. And guess what? That land is now Rotary Centennial Park.
Wow, seriously.
Yeah.
I've been there, never realized the historical significance. That's a pretty smart move for the time, I'd say. Thinking about the future of the town.
Totally. Shows their vision. But, okay, enough with the meetings. Let's talk about what really put Whitby on the map.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Spill beans.
Its location,
Okay.
right on Lake Ontario, made it a natural transportation hub. And then, bam, 1856, the Grand Trunk Railway arrives.
Game changer. Things must have exploded after that.
Literally, think about it. The port bustling with ships, trains coming and going, loaded with grain, timber, and livestock. Whitby, connected to the world. It's actually pretty cool to think about.
I know, right? It makes history so much more real. Like, who knows? Maybe the grain in my toast this morning passed through Whitby over 100 years ago.
Exactly. It connects us to the past in a tangible way. But, Whitby wasn't just about shipping stuff.
Right, it was more than just a transportation hub. Really.
Yeah. Towards the end of the 19th century, we see this rise in manufacturing.
Like what kinds of things? What were they making in Whitby back then?
All sorts. Tools, furniture, you name it. It was a time of incredible innovation. And you know what I find really fascinating about this period?
What's that?
The emergence of all these competing newspapers, each with their own opinions, their own takes on the events of the day, must have sparked some lively debate in the town.
I bet. Makes you wonder if some of those debates are still going on today in Whitby. Maybe those differing viewpoints shaped the town's identity over time.
Yeah.
But we can't forget about the huge changes that came with the 20th century.
Oh, yeah. Electricity, telephones, better roads. Life in Whitby, like everywhere else, was completely transformed.
Seriously. It's easy to take those things for granted now.
I know, right? And what really stands out to me from that period is the development of libraries and recreational facilities in Whitby.
Makes sense. Those are cornerstones of any community.
Exactly. Not just conveniences, but they really contributed to the quality of life for residents, fostered a sense of community, places to connect, learn, and just enjoy themselves.
Absolutely. Okay, but now, are you ready for this? Because this is where things get really interesting. We're going to talk about Whitby's connection to World War II.
This is my favorite part.
Buckle up. We're talking about Camp X, a secret spy training facility hidden right there on the shores of Lake Ontario. I mean, how cool is that?
So cool. Camp X, it's like something out of a movie. A joint British-Canadian operation. They train agents in everything: sabotage, close combat, Morse code, secret writing.
Whoa. So these were the real deal. These weren't just playing spy games.
Oh, absolutely not. These were individuals being prepared for dangerous missions, sneaking behind enemy lines, gathering intel, all that. It's a part of Whitby's history that's both thrilling and, A little bit sobering when you think about the risks
I
involved.
know, right? It adds a whole other layer to how we see Whitby today. And it's quite a shift to go from training secret spies to becoming a part of the greater Toronto area.
Huge shift, and a lot of that comes down to Highway 401. Built in the 1950s, it made it much easier to commute to Toronto for work.
So that opened up a whole new world of possibilities for people living in Whitby.
Exactly. Suddenly, they could work in the big city but still enjoy the benefits of living in a smaller community.
So did that spark a population boom in Whitby?
Oh, yeah. People started moving in, businesses followed, and you see this suburban growth taking off.
Okay, so Whitby is evolving, becoming this blend of like historical charm and modern suburban life. How do they manage that transition? I mean, was there any pushback?
There's always pushback with change, but it seems like Whitby did a pretty good job of balancing things, preserving its historical downtown while welcoming new development.
It's a constant balancing act, isn't it? Honoring the past while embracing the future. But it seems like Whitby's done a pretty impressive job of it.
They have, and it's interesting, isn't it, how understanding Whitby's history from those early days with James Rowe to the secret missions of Camp X, how all of that shapes our understanding of the town today.
Yeah, it's like, does knowing where we came from influence the decisions we make about where we're going? Big question there for our listeners to ponder.
Absolutely. And what about you, listener? What surprised you the most about Whitby's journey? Did anything resonate with you personally? Maybe you have a family connection to the town?
We always love hearing from our listeners, so feel free to share your thoughts and stories with us. And of course, there's so much more to uncover about Whitby, so we encourage you to keep exploring.
Always more to discover.
Until next time.
See you then.